Morning friends. In today's lecture we'll see how to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. The first important point is you have to consider either left or right portion of the section. In the sketch you can see that when you are going to draw the shear force or bending moment, you have to consider, for example, I have taken a section here. Either you have to consider the right section or you have to consider the left section. The second one is add the forces, that is the vertical forces including the reactions. If you consider a simply supported beam, for the simply supported beam, at the support there will be reactions. You need to consider the reactions also, including reactions normal to the beam on one of the portion. One of the portion is nothing but either you can consider left or right portion. For example, if I consider right portion of the section, if I consider right portion, then the force on the right portion acting downward is positive, while force acting upward is negative. I will show with a sketch. In this you can see that here I have taken a section. Here I am going to consider right section. If you consider the right section, means in that when you are going to take positive if the force is acting downward, or you can take it as clockwise direction, and if the force is acting upward or if it is in anti-clockwise, then you have to take it as negative shear force. Or if I consider the left portion of the section, if I consider this left portion of the section, then the left on the left the force on the left portion acting upward is positive. Here the force on the left section is acting upward or it is in clockwise direction, then you have to take it as positive, while the force acting downward or anti-clockwise, you have to take it as negative shear force. Now the next point is the positive values of the shear force and bending moment are plotted above the baseline and negative values below the baseline. Here you can see that this is the simply supported beam subjected to uniformly distributed load. If you want to draw the shear force diagram, the first one which you are seeing, it is the shear force diagram, and this one is bending moment diagram. This line is called as base line. Always the positive values will be drawn above the baseline and negative values will be drawn below the baseline. This holds good for both shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. In this bending moment diagram, you can see that the bending moment is having negative values. That's why I have drawn the, or I have located the negative values below the baseline. This is the baseline. Similarly, for cantilever beam subjected to point load, this is the baseline. Here I am getting positive values, that's why I have drawn above the baseline. And this is the bending moment diagram. Here I am getting positive value. By mistake, here it is negative, it should be positive. Here the values are positive, that's why I am going to draw above the baseline. You should make it as positive. Negative values below the baseline. Next, the shear force diagram will increase or decrease suddenly, that is by a vertical straight line at a section where there is a vertical point load. I will explain this with a sketch. When you are going to draw the shear force diagram, you can see that for the simply supported beam subjected to point load, this is the shear force diagram and this is the bending moment diagram. When you're going to draw the shear force diagram, there will be increase or there will be decrease. Suddenly it will increase and suddenly it will be decrease by the vertical straight line. Here you can see the vertical straight line where at a section where there is a vertical point load. Here you can see that a vertical point load is there, here also vertical point load is there, and at point C also vertical point load is there. Wherever vertical point load is there, there will be suddenly increase or there will be suddenly decrease in the shear force diagram. Next point is the shear force between any two vertical loads will be constant. If you see the diagram, shear force diagram, at point B and at point C, two vertical loads are acting. When you are going to draw the shear force between two vertical loads, these are the two vertical loads at point B and point C, it is always constant. Here you can see that we are getting constant value, and in between A and B also you can see that between two vertical loads you are getting a constant value. This will be for all the shear force when you are going to draw shear force diagram for vertical load, and hence the shear force diagram between two vertical loads will be horizontal. This is horizontal. And the last one, the bending moment at the two supports of a simply supported beam and at the free end of a cantilever will be zero. Always the bending moment at two supports of a simply supported beam and free end of a cantilever beam, it will be always zero. I will show the sketch. Now here you can see that this is the simply supported beam subjected to uniformly distributed load, whether it is uniformly distributed load, uniformly varying load, or a point load. When you are going to draw the bending moment diagram for simply supported beam, at the supports the bending moment will be always zero. Here you can see that the bending moment at point A is zero and the bending moment at point B is zero. Why it is zero? As per the definition of the bending moment, it is vertical load into perpendicular distance. Here vertical load is there, that is reaction at A is there, but distance is not there, it is zero. Vertical load into distance is zero, means obviously we'll get it as zero. That's why for a simply supported beam at the supports, two supports, always the bending moment will be zero. Now for a cantilever, for the cantilever beam, bending moment at the free end, this is the cantilever beam, it is fixed at one end, free at other end. At point A, that is the free end, here always the bending moment, the bending moment will be equal to zero. Here you can see that bending in the bending moment diagram, at point A the bending moment is zero, at point B the bending moment is W into L. As per the definition, it is vertical load into perpendicular distance. When you want to find out bending moment at A, vertical load is considered as F multiplied by distance. You don't have any distance, it is 0. F into 0 is 0. Cantilever at the free end always it will be 0, and at B you can see that vertical load into perpendicular distance, F, or you can consider W multiplied by L, that will be the bending moment at point B. This is how you need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Next I will show you how the variations will be. Here you can see that here you are seeing the linear variations, here you are seeing the constant variations, these are the linear variations, and these are the parabolic variations. How to draw these variations for shear force and bending moment, this is important. For that you need to remember this table. To draw the variations of the shear force and bending moment, you need to remember this table. In this you can see this is the load, this is the slope for shear force and bending moment. For any structure, whether it is simply supported beam or cantilever or continuous beam, if point load is acting, then the variation in the shear force will be always constant. You need to remember this. When a point load is acting on a structure, always the shear force will have constant variation. Similarly, for bending moment, when it is subjected to point load, always the variation will be linear. While drawing the bending moment diagram, always you need to draw a linear variation when it is subjected for point load. If the loading is uniformly distributed load, the load is distributed uniformly throughout the section, at that time the shear force variation will be linear. The shear force variation will be linear, whereas for bending moment the variation will be parabolic. If the structure is, if the type of loading is UVL, uniformly varying load, in that the variation will be for when you're going to draw the shear force variation, it will be parabolic in nature. If you are going to draw the variation for the bending moment, it will be cubic in nature. You need to remember this table, then it will be easy for you to draw the variation for, or to draw shear force and bending moment diagram. I will tell you a trick how to remember this. This point loads, you know, only three types of loadings are there: point load, UDL, UVL. Next is shear force, bending moment. For point load, in shear force it will be constant. Next one is linear. In the next UDL, this linear will move to the shear force. Next, the parabolic will add. Now in UVL, the parabolic will shift here. Next you need to add cubic. This is how you need to remember the table. Then it will be easy for you to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. The notes for this important points for drawing shear force and bending moment, I will provide in the description. From that you can download that. In the next lecture, I will be solving problems on shear force and bending moment. Starting I will take point load, after that UDL, after that next is UVL, next combining point load and UDL. After that I will combine all UDL, UVL and point load. Then it will be easy for you to understand. If you have any doubt, you can comment and that doubt can be clarified. Thank you for watching.